All right, so today we're going to be analyzing the Bloomberg interview that Meghan did. And honestly, I was already starting to do my notes, but my notes, they were getting filled by so many, should I call them contradictions? Because she keeps saying, not everybody knows me. Nobody knows me. I'm like, what are you talking about? Your actions speak louder than words. Like, I don't need to know you to know that you abandon people. You have shown that with your actions. Anyways, so we're gonna go ahead and do that because I think it's gonna sound better if I show you the clip as we're watching it together and then analyze it and talk about it. But I do have two things I want to say. Thank you very much for watching my video, my past video, and giving your votes and the overall votes of whether to watch and analyze and then give you a review, or don't watch it at all, star, just go ahead and ghost Netflix. Well, I have to say, the overwhelming ghosts have it. And you know what? There is a silver lining of not watching the Meghan episode. Let me go ahead and show you this. Last year, when she released it, she was able to top immediately with the top 10. And this time around, let me go ahead and make it so smaller. Take a look. Top 10 shows in the US today. And she is nowhere to be found. Number 10. Nope. So she's not even in the top 10 this time around. I will be checking to see if she does get on the top 10, but I listened to you all. You all said, nope, Star just ghosted. Don't even worry about it. We're not going to give reviews. We don't want her to get to the top 10. And you guys are right. She's not making the top 10, and we're not going to give her the views. So the ghosts have it. And the other thing that I did want to mention before we get started is that in my head, my conspiracy theory, I would like to think that Taylor Swift, by the way, congratulations, Taylor. Now, this is just my conspiracy theory, and I will like it to be true. I'm sure it's not, but I'm thinking, what if Taylor did this on purpose? I'm thinking, what if Taylor just loves the royal family so much that she's like, you know what, let's go ahead and get engaged earlier, but I don't want to tell everybody. Let's keep that date secret just for us. And maybe it was done last week or a couple of days ago. And she's like, let's go ahead and take Meghan Markle's spotlight. Again, this is just my theory, my conspiracy theory, but I'm thinking, what if that would have happened? That would have been great. All right, guys, let's get started. All right, so this is the very beginning. This is the introduction, which actually I have a lot of little information on the introduction that I'm just like, oh my gosh, I love it. Give me more. Because watch the very first clip here in the first 10 seconds.
Oh, I just have to eat from that. I want the with love take on like, why does this taste so good? What's so special about this?
It's the squishy bun, it's the crunch of the onion, it's the texture of the meat. They're perfect.
She had no idea what to say. I loved it because, you know, the interviewer, it's Chang, right? Something Chang. Emily Chang, yeah. The interviewer, she's like, give me your take. Why is this so great? I want to know because, you know, you and I don't know about you, but I'm like, oh my God, it tastes so delicious. I love it. I'm not going to sit there and analyze, oh, it's delicious because it's got garlic or because it's crunchy or because you're like, no, just because everything just together. And Megan's like, oh my God, it cracked me up because Meghan just looks so puzzled, like, what do I tell you? I need to be smart here. Let's watch it again. I loved it.
What's so special about this?
It's the squishy bun, it's the crunch of the onion, it's the texture of the meat. They're perfect.
They're perfect. They're perfect. That's all she has to say. Of course it's perfect, especially when you have nothing to say. You're like, it's perfect. Of course it's perfect. It's edible. If it's edible, it's perfect. My eyes, right? If it's edible, it's good. It's good to go. Let's eat it. All right, we're going to skip to the next one, and it's right here at 57 seconds. Okay, right here. It's doing the introduction, but watch.
The tabloid subject, the actress. Then there's what the media has told you about Meghan the Divider, who traded the trappings of life in the monarchy for the comfy coast of California. But on this episode of The Circuit, we'll try to understand Meghan the businesswoman. Just this year, she's launched a Netflix show.
that failed,
podcast,
that she stopped and failed.
and a lifestyle brand that sells
That's not selling.
jam, rosé, and those much talked about flower sprinkles. It's a new chapter. I got her response to feedback on her show, the good and the bad.
Are they saying negative things and then secretly going home and making single skillet spaghetti? Possibly.
This is where I have to bring up the shut up, Meghan. Shut up, because we just found out in season 2, episode, let me just make myself a little bit bigger because this gets me really upset. When she made the single skillet pasta thing, immediately I thought of Rachel Ray because I grew up with Rachel Ray. I loved her 30-minute meals. In fact, that's how I learned how to cook, with Rachel Ray's 30-minute meals that I bought her book. And I love that. I love the Christmas pasta. The Christmas pasta is my favorite. Anyways, so when she revealed in season 2, episode 1, because that's all I've watched, that she watched Rachel Ray, I'm just like, that makes sense. That makes complete sense, because that's how I learned to make pasta. That's how I learned to make half in, half out type of meals, where it's like a little bit of canned, a little bit of fresh, a little bit of this, all one pot. So no, Meghan, like, shut up, Meghan. You did not invent single skillet pasta. No, that did not come from you. We've been making it for years because of Rachel Ray and whatever other version, Martha Stewart, whoever else you grew up with watching. Maybe it was just your nana or your grandma, your mom. It doesn't matter. Like, no, Meghan, you did not invent the one single skillet meal. I will die on this hill. Okay, let's go back.
And things got real. All before noon on a Tuesday.
When do you feel the least Duchess of Sussex?
Shut up. Oh my gosh. When do you feel least Duchess of Sussex? What does that even mean? She grew up without a title. She doesn't even know what it means to be Duchess of Sussex. She hasn't even gone back to Duchess of... That question doesn't even make sense to her. It would be like I would be Duchess of Texas, and yet I live in New York, or I live in California, or I live in Kansas, and I never come back to Texas. How would I know what it means to be a Duchess of Texas? Absolutely, right? I wouldn't know because I don't live there. It's just the title. She just has an imaginary title that does nothing for her. Nothing. And she just, it's like having those honorary degrees that they give you. Oh, now you are Dr. Star. Doesn't mean I'm actually a doctor. It was just an honorary degree that they gave me. I cannot go and perform surgery, or I cannot go and perform or evaluate anybody because I'm not a real doctor. She's not a real Duchess of Sussex. That one really got to me because we don't have titles here in the state, but still, that title, she's not using it. She's not complying with what it's supposed to be for, which is helping people, representing the people, and being part of a monarchy. She's not using it the way it should be. So no, yes. So yes, this one got me really, really hyped up because I was like, what kind of question is that, Chang? All right, let's continue.
If you could choose one thing for people to know the truth about you, what would that one thing be?
The one thing, oh gosh, it's the one thing.
Oh my goodness, guys, did you see the pregnant pause there? Immediately, I think if somebody was to ask me that question like that, I would have a response. Think about it. What would be your response if somebody asked you that question? You would immediately go to something close to your heart, nothing materialistic. It would be something close to your heart, right? And Meghan's like, what's wrong with her? All right, this is why I had to watch this with you, because her responses are just so chaotic, because that's how I feel. I feel like her train process, where she's like trying to explain to herself and others, it's just so chaotic until she's like, blah, diarrhea of the mouth. Okay, let's continue.
That I do. I think there are always going to be moments where you feel as though a story is being told about some caricature of you that actually has nothing to do with you.
Mm-hmm. All right, I think this right here, and correct me if I'm wrong, because where she's gonna mention character throughout the interview, and I'm just thinking, what are you talking about? Are you talking about the yacht girl? Because that's the first thing that came to me. Because the only thing that we don't have proof, evidence of is the yacht girl. We believe, and I say we believe as a collective, that it has been scrubbed up off of the internet. And I'm thinking, what are you talking about? Because the way people judge you are because of your actions, actions that we have seen, actions that we known that are facts. We are never creating something that is not real. So the first thing that came to mind is, oh my gosh, is she talking about her yacht girl days? That is the only thing we cannot speak of, or I will not speak about, because it's not factual. We don't have evidence of it. And we believe that it was scrubbed from the internet. So if it's not factual, you're not going to hear it here in this channel. But that is the first thing I thought of was, oh my goodness, is she talking about her yacht girl without actually talking about being a yacht girl? And that's what she calls her character. I might be just digging too much into this. Let me know. Let's continue.
Oh gosh, I remember these my classmates too. Let's see.
We're so, but I knew something began because I
I
was
still make that face.
and I said, wait a minute, how could somebody say that? I think I'll write a letter.
I did. I wrote a few. Yeah.
Tell me about that girl and how she grew up.
Yeah, I grew up in LA and I had a great childhood. That time was really fascinating.
Right there. Why doesn't she say, I had a great childhood. My dad gave me a great childhood. And because of my father, because this is what I believe, I'm not saying that this is the truth. This is just my opinion. I think it was her father that gave her the actual strength to be like, yeah, mija, like, daughter, go ahead and write a letter. I will mail it for you. I will do everything for you. But no, she deliberately yanks her dad out of that story. And that is sad. All right, so we'll skip this because we've heard it 1,000 times, and I just wanted to put my 2 cents in there.
Is there an inherent tension in trying to be relatable while also being a duchess?
No, I don't find, I'm just being myself.
What is she talking about again?
Trying to be relatable while also being a duchess.
What does a duchess have to do with being Meghan? That makes no sense. Like, Meghan's not relatable. We have already like put that in concrete and said it's a fact because she's not relatable. Because there's nothing else that she can be. She doesn't know how to be a duchess. In order to know how to be a duchess, she has to go back to the kingdom that she does not want to be in. So no, she's not being a duchess. She has an honorary title because she married her husband. There, that's what we're gonna call it, an honorary title. That's it. Just like somebody give me an honorary doctorate. Done. I wouldn't know what to do with it either.
Oh, I think probably it was different several years ago where I couldn't be as vocal and I had renewed pantyhose all the time.
Exactly. That's what it means to be a duchess, following rules, because you need to be presentable in front of the people that you are serving. Oh my goodness. How does she not know this?
Let's be honest, that was not very myself. I hadn't seen pantyhose since movies in the 80s when they came in a little egg. That felt a little bit inauthentic, but that's a silly example. But it is an example of when you're able to dress the way you want to dress.
And yet she says it's a silly example, but yet she continues talking about it, about dressing and how to dress. Then it's not a silly example for you because you're still saying pantyhose are stupid.
That said, Meghan and Harry are trying. She returned to the screen in March with a show With Love, Meghan, where she, alongside friends and celebrity guests, shares her tips for cooking, gardening, and hosting. It was greenlit for a just-released season 2.
What's your vibe on launch
No, it was not greenlit for season 2. They had already filmed season 2. Lies. Incorrect information. This right here needs to be called out, because if you're doing an interview, you need to get your facts correct. That's the thing. When I speak, I try my hardest to make sure that I'm speaking facts, and mainly through a PR lens and a business lens, because as an entrepreneur, I've seen many entrepreneurs as well as myself where you fail because you get tunnel vision by, oh my gosh, I need to choose the favorite color, the favorite theme, the favorite name, the best of everything. And then you lack customer service. Like, you can have all the pieces together, but you forget one piece. And that's what we're trying to learn. And how we learn from Meghan is to analyze her. So no, we're not judging her. We're analyzing her by her mistakes, making sure when we create our business, we do not make those same mistakes. Do we judge her because she does something wrong? No, we're analyzing because she does something wrong and she does not own up to it. And that is not leadership. Leadership is saying, you know what, I am wrong. It was something dumb. I need to get over it. I will talk to my father then before he passes away. This is not worth it, or whatever it is. You know, I just want to get that out there because this makes me so upset where she is not getting her facts straight, saying it got picked up for a second season. No, it didn't. No, it didn't. In fact, they no longer have the same deal.
How did that land for you?
I think I knew who I was trying to meet. And
yet she doesn't say who was she trying to meet whatsoever, because the next question that comes up, and I want you to listen to her entire response, because the next question that she's going to ask is about being a trad wife or glorifying being a trad wife. And Meghan's like, I'm not a trad wife. Listen to her response.
But there's this take that you're glorifying homemaking or glorifying trad wives.
oh, really? That feels odd to me.
Yeah, how do you respond to that?
That feels odd to me. I mean, I hadn't heard that.
How has she not heard this? I very much don't believe that Meghan hasn't heard this whatsoever. I think she just wants to like not talk about it because she knows it's true. Her soap commercial was about women in the kitchen, and all she does is spend time in the kitchen.
But I'm really unapologetic about the fact that
She doesn't know how to answer this. She caught herself. She's like, oh my God, yes, I am. I'm always in the kitchen. Oh, crap.
be lovely to go and churn your own butter. Sure, maybe. I don't have time for that. I don't have time for that. And I don't think you get an extra gold star if you do that. So for me, that's 2 seconds where I get to present something that looks a little bit more beautiful. I have absolutely no judgment on trad wives. If that works for them, then they should do it. But for me, I think there is an in-between. And joy for me comes in finding that sweet spot in the middle.
Which I can understand her answer, where she's like, I don't have time because I have a husband who doesn't work and I need to make some money. But you realize, you can see her reaction, that she's like, oh my gosh, yes, I am always in the kitchen. I am kind of a trad wife. But she had to immediately kind of pull herself out of there so she can say, no, I order out. I'm not a trad wife. She had to do something. And you can see it in the clip where she's like, tick, 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 just thinking.
Celebrity brands are all the rage right now. What's going to make yours stand out?
I think the authenticity is probably what will help it stand apart.
What authenticity? Can somebody, I think I lost her authenticity file because I never made one. What authenticity? This is the whole point of my channel, where we're trying to figure out what is it that she's doing right? What is it in PR that she's correctly doing or doing wrong? And the number one thing that we have dissected in my channel is how much inauthentic Meghan is. 1000%. You can tell that Meghan does not sit down and think about her brand like this. Like, what is going to set my brand apart? You're not going to say my authenticity? No, because even just sitting down to create a YouTube channel, this is why it's going to be a small plug here, my quick course of how to launch your YouTube channel with star confidence. Because I even tell you there, you have to, even if you're talking about the same thing 100 other people are talking about, you have to find your why. You have to find, why are people going to come to your channel? For what reason? Because if everybody's talking about the same thing, why are they going to come to your channel to watch you? Why? You need to set your channel apart. And Meghan doesn't know what sets her business apart from other celebrity brands. So how are we supposed to know? Oh my goodness.
More than anything, I just poured so much love into this brand. And I would say the same for so many of these celebrity.
Exactly. So many people creating a new YouTube channel, creating a new business, being a new entrepreneur, it doesn't matter. When you create something, most of us create it with blood, sweat, and tears and love. But no one's going to see that if you don't put your unique twist or taste on it. So that's where she's wrong. Okay, she's super generic. Let's go to 19.
So what is the grand vision for As Ever? What do you want it to be? What don't you want it to be?
I don't want it to feel generic. I don't want it to feel cookie cutter. I don't want it.
Oh my God. I swear I did not know this was coming. And I just called it generic. And that's the first thing she says. I don't want it to feel generic. Oh my goodness. You don't know what sets your brand apart from other people's. How is it not generic? I don't understand. She doesn't understand because she's not telling us. So me being confused as a viewer and a consumer is okay. But her being confused as the founder and owner, that's not okay.
It to feel. I don't want it to feel like it was phoned in.
Mm-hmm.
And I know that it would be impossible to feel that way because I know how much time I spend on it.
Oh my goodness. Okay, this is the second long pregnant pause that she takes when answering a deep question that's supposed to be something that you should already know, something that you already have grounded. Because I've done PR for not only stores, not only entrepreneurs, but for politicians and community leaders. And that right there is a difference. There is a line between entrepreneurs and community leaders and politicians. The difference is that they have to be correct. They have to be factual. It cannot be about emotion unless that emotion is shared by the community that they are leading. Meghan right here, she doesn't know. She is lost. And you can see it in her answers. You can see it in the pauses. You can see it in her face. Her eyes are just like, well, I didn't study it. Well, you didn't give me the answers beforehand. You only gave me half of it. And I am failing this because you didn't help me. No, 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 no. That's not how it works. So this is why Meghan fails, because she does not do her homework whatsoever. So when I watch Meghan just completely fail at her interviews and do those pregnant pauses, my PR brain is like, oh my goodness, who's the one telling her or warming her up for these interviews? Because she's doing a fatal mistake. And that is the pregnant pauses. The pregnant pauses just lets you know that she did not see it coming. All right, let's continue.
How funny. No, I think I finally get to share the me that's been here for so long that people maybe haven't had the same visibility to. Coming back on Instagram was a really big decision, but also it's just been joyful. And I'm really intentional in using it as a platform to share joy and to have fun as well. So I get to play and explore. I play in public.
All right, how many of you see her Instagram and feel joy? Raise your hands. I'm making sure I don't raise mine. Exactly. She still does not know how to run her brand because her brand is supposed to bring joy. No, her brand is supposed to bring sales.
Meghan has now spent 9 years on a very public, often unrelenting world stage. In 2018, she was the most Googled person in the world, for better or for worse.
It's been interesting preparing for this interview because every day you search for your name and there's like 1,000 different news stories about 1,000 different things.
Yes.
And so,
But I guess the distinction there is those people don't know me and they're not talking about me. But equally, it's not me that they're talking about. It's some caricature they've had to create to get clicks.
Character. Here it is. Again, the word character, to create and generate clicks. But where are we getting the content from, Megan? I'm just going to sit here and wait for you to tell me where you think we're getting this content from. I'm not pulling it out. You are. You're the one that still wants to be in the public eye. You're the one that keeps giving us information. There's not anything that we have just surfaced out of thin air. Absolutely nothing. It's all you. And that's the trouble that I have with her, is that she still won't take any accountability for it whatsoever.
We're just really friendly.
Are there any tricks to being incognito?
No, we're not trying to be incognito.
Okay.
Different chapter.
If you had total anonymity for a month, what would you do?
I would go grocery shopping every day.
She just said, this is why I have such a difficult time with this interview, because she just said, what would you do if you were incognito, something like that, right? And she says, we're not trying to be incognito. Yet you have security system, like not just a system, but you have security, like men that drive you, surround you. And you're not trying to be incognito, and you wish that you could just go to the grocery. You just said that you could do anything there.
I miss grocery shopping so much, but I'm very much on Instacart. I would do that. I would travel in a different way. I used to travel so much, and we can, but it has a lot of layers. So
it has a lot of layers. Okay. Again, she's talking about her security, wanting security. She needs security. And yet she goes to Nigeria. Oh, and she also supposedly went to Mexico. Remember? Yeah. The safest places in the world.
Okay.
what else? You have lots of burning questions.
Lots of burning questions. What have you learned about yourself since becoming Sussex?
That she doesn't like public service. Let's just be honest. She wouldn't have had that title if she wouldn't have married a Duke, Harry. Now, the title Duchess of Sussex is supposed to be used as public service, royal patronage. It's supposed to be used for something for the public, not for whatever Meghan is using it for. And she just grabs onto that title so much. And I don't think she understood the question, because the way she answered it was ridiculous.
Well, interesting. What I learned about myself is no matter what my name is or what people call me, I'm still the same person.
I don't like public service.
So that didn't change who I am. And maybe that's probably the biggest distinguishing factor.
And that's why you left the royal family, because you don't like public service and you don't like doing stuff or things for other people. Period. That is what public service is for. That is why you have that title. But okay, I digress.
Give me a tutorial on royal naming conventions. So, like, are you Meghan Sussex? Are you Meghan Duchess of Sussex?
Mm-hmm.
Is Markle even on your passport anymore? Is it, we don't use that term anymore?
Well, when I got married, I changed my name.
Yeah.
But it's a complicated one for people to understand.
What did you change your name to when you got married? You can't be Windsor.
Because a last name is not typical in that
Another pregnant pause. Oh my goodness.
construct.
I think we expect a last name, but is that a last name, or is that?
It's not, but it's used roughly, or loosely rather. It sounds so silly to say, and I get it because I'm American, and then I went there and I started to understand, and you come back, and as an American you go, I'm so confused.
Yeah.
It's a dukedom.
A dukedom. That's a new word for me. It's a dukedom. Okay.
So that's the truth of it. But at the
Why doesn't she explain what a dukedom is? Like, that doesn't explain anything. I had to Google it. And then a dukedom means a country, territory, or domain ruled by a duke or duchess, a ruler hierarchy second to the king or queen, Western European tradition. Again, it means nothing. It explains nothing of what she just said. If we rewind it, watch. She's trying to say it's a dukedom, like that's my answer to your question. It's like, that does not answer anything.
and then you come back, and as an American you go, I'm so confused.
Yeah.
It's a dukedom.
A dukedom. That's a new word for me. It's a dukedom. Okay.
So that's the truth of it. But at the end of the day, yes, am I The legal name is Meghan, Duchess of Sussex. But Sussex for us works as our family name, and it's a name that we share with our.
So her legal name is Meghan, Duchess of Sussex. I want to see her driver's license right now. I need proof and evidence of this. Let me see your passport. I do not believe it. I don't. I'm sorry. I don't. I don't believe anything that comes out of her mouth because she has lied so many times. It's ridiculous.
Their children, and but yes, since we've been married.
No, her children are Windsor. They don't share it with her. She's not a Windsor. Oh my goodness. Okay. If I am wrong in anything, keyboard warriors, let me know.
That's what I've been called. So your life is?
Yeah, I do. I usually staring.
But Sussex for us works as our family name, and it's a name that we share with our children. And but yes, since we've been married, that's what I've been called.
The Meghan effect. I don't know if you've heard about this one.
I've heard about that one.
This concept that you can transform a small business by wearing and reusing their products.
My fashion choices were decisive, and they were really designed to uplift a lot of smaller brands that people might not know about, especially female-founded brands and designers. And so, from my standpoint, even having Shop My on Instagram has been an interesting exploration.
Hold on. She deleted it. She deleted it. She no longer has Shop My. Shop as ever and wine.asever.com. What is she talking about? What is she talking about? Oh my goodness. This is what I'm telling you. She's so inconsistent. It's terrible.
Because I'm able to say, these are the actual brands, and people can find what they're looking for if they wanted to.
I already made a video of how the Meghan effect is not real. I don't think it's real. And if it was real, it was in the beginning, but not anymore. It just dwindled down. And I think this is probably why she deleted her Shop My.
I'm open to the possibilities of what can happen, certainly in the expansion of As Ever. I would not put beauty or fashion out of the mix. I think those are things that people associate with me, and it's categories that I really love. I just wanted to start with something that felt
No, I do not associate makeup or beauty with Meghan. What I associate Meghan with is being a disruptor, disrupting families, disrupting marriages, disrupting everyone. She should really put something out there like a whoopee cushion or something.
We all want our kids to grow up in better circumstances than we did. And your kids are going to live in totally different circumstances than you did.
Yeah.
How do you reconcile that?
we normalize as much as we can, but also we're such hands-on parents, and it matters so much to both of us. Being a parent matters so much to my husband. Being a parent matters so much to me. And so there's no version of that where, in spite of all of the privilege that our children have access to and the life that they have and the opportunities that they'll be given and that they'll work for, I think from our standpoint, it all comes back to values. What we want to raise. Yeah. Great human beings, kind people, present and aware citizens, people who want to help the world and make things better. That starts in your kitchen, in your home, being a part of. That starts with taking your plate to the sink and contributing and not expecting that things will just be taken care of for you or handed to you.
Did you see what she did not say? She did not say she wanted to raise forgiving children. Because if her children just see what mom and dad do, they're gonna do away with mom and dad very soon, because they did away with their mom and dad, with their, like, both sets of parents are not there. Well, granted, one of them passed away, but you know what I mean. Like, you have to lead by example, especially with children. Children are like little sponges that they need to be able to be like, oh, they need to be able to see so they can do it and just be like, oh yeah, mommy did that, so I'm gonna do that as well. But no, she never mentioned forgiving children or giving, so that says a lot.
Is there anything you want for your kids that's different than what you and Harry have had? Like, especially when it comes to family.
Oh yeah, I want them to have the fullness of life and family and support in the way that we have had.
Mm-hmm.
Pregnant pause before she got to it. I'm telling you, pregnant pauses are her killer.
And that we do have in many ways. And also, I want them to be able to carve out the life that they want for themselves. And that will very much be not necessarily mimicking, but that'll be very much reflective of the choices my husband and I have made. Hardest question?
Exactly. That's what I said. If your children see you doing away with your own family on both sides of the families, then they're probably going to end up doing the same thing to you. Are you not worried about that? Are you not worried that Lily or Archie one day get mad at you, and because you never forgave your parents or his parents, they're never going to forgive you because you never taught them to forgive? That right there is scary.
If you could choose one thing for people to know the truth about you, what would that one thing be?
What a great question. The one thing, oh gosh, the one thing. Oh gosh, I think that when I sit with it for a second here, I just want people to know that I'm a real person. And I think a lot of that gets lost in what can be super dehumanizing when you look at the clickbait culture and how much is written about someone. No, my friends have to read those things. Like, I have real best friends, the same ones since I was 17. Like, I'm a real mom. I have to go and choose to go into school, pick up and drop off, but I do that under a landscape that is.
Did you see how long, again, another pregnant pause, she had to go on and think in her brain, like, oh my gosh, this was not in the script. She only gave me half of the questions. So for me, this is a big fail for her because she has to have this moment of pregnant pause and saying, oh my God, is this politically correct? What can I say? Is it the right answer? No, just from your heart, you immediately have to say something, because if you pause, I'm already doubting you as soon as you make that big pause, because I'm not doubting you in how you feel. I'm doubting you if you're going to say the correct answer, because the pregnant pauses are usually because you're gonna cry, or it's such a sentimental thing to you. You're like, oh my gosh, I'm trying to hold it together. And the other one is like, do I say the correct thing, the right thing, or do I lie about it? So for me, this is something else. Her pregnant pauses are not the correct ones that I want to hear. Her pregnant pauses just worry me.
Created that forgets I'm a real person. And how would you want someone to treat a real person in your life that you cared about or loved or respected? And so there's something about that, I think, that often gets lost. State that is created.
Exactly. That is exactly what we've been trying to say for years, Meghan. You have disrespected your father, your mother, your in-laws, everyone around family, every family member, every Harry's family member. How do you feel? Everybody that he's loved, that you have disrespected. How do you think they feel? Because she makes herself the victim, forgetting that she has victimized others. And that really gets to me, because you want to play the victim. Do you remember why you're alone? Do you remember why there's no family around you? Because you did this. And that again comes back to accountability. This is why I get so angry, because we have to be loving and forgiving individuals. And we have to be able to take accountability for the wrongs that we have done. Maybe your dad wasn't perfect. Neither was my father. Neither was everybody's dad. There was only one perfect person here on earth, and he was still persecuted. This is why we need to learn to forgive. But I digress. Let's continue because we're almost done.
And so there's something about that, I think, that often gets lost. And even though we're there, so you can compartmentalize it as a caricature. Yes, but my kids will see those magazines, and we all know mom's gossip. And so I have to make a choice to move through the world as myself in spite of all the noise that's created. But maybe there would be less noise if people remembered that I'm a real person.
You're a real person.
Yeah.
I can say I'm here, and I can
Pinch me, I'm real. She's real. She's a real person.
I find it so sad. By the way, guys, thank you very much for watching and staying with me throughout this entire episode. This is where I get very frustrated, because she wants to get the sympathy, the empathy, the victim narrative at the end of this whole interview, that I'm a real person. Please stop making gossip about me. No, Meghan, we don't make gossip about you. Like I said earlier, we talk about what you have already done, what is factual, and yet you don't take accountability for it. So it gets me really upset when she tries to victimize herself when she herself has victimized so many others. So I'm going to leave it here. Let me know your thoughts below. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.